boys and girls, students of Buddhist Sunday School, Dhamma classes, Buddhist youths, parents, grandparents, and teachers of Buddhist Sunday School and Dhamma classes. Good morning. May all be well and peaceful. Now, for this lesson, we are going to do another Jataka story or Jataka tale. We have done some already in the past, but this particular one is quite long and it is quite interesting, and you have to follow closely in order to understand. It is in the form of a comic, and I will go over the story in comic form and explain certain things, and you will actually be able to learn some very important moral lessons. And at the end, we will summarize the important moral lessons that you can learn from the Jataka tale. Now, as usual, we will have the PowerPoint and go over the various slides. Now, before we launch the PowerPoint, let's check the setup. Okay, the setup is all right. So now let us launch the PowerPoint. Our slide, The Mouse Merchant. That's the title of the Jataka tale. Now, mouse, I think you know what it means. A rat, a mouse, and you know cats like to chase and eat the mice, right? Or to eat a mouse, right? And the merchant, like a person who does business, trading goods, right? Buying goods and selling again, and from there they earn some money. So that's a merchant, saudagar. So let me take off the video of my picture. Okay, now let's now start with the story. The Mouse Merchant. In the city of Varanasi, a young man was once on the lookout for a job. Now, Varanasi is a very, very old town in India. It's actually the second oldest town or city in the world. The first one is Damascus, the oldest, right? And it's one of those holy places where the Buddha preached the first sermon. And so there was this young man, he was looking for a job. It so happened that the royal treasurer, accompanied by a friend, passed by. So what did the friend tell the treasurer? Now, you know, royal treasurer, something like an accountant, serving the king in the royal palace. Those days, they don't have banks, they don't have, the type of accountants. But this treasurer serves the job of an accountant. He takes care of the king's or the royal people's wealth, the money, the property, right? The buying of things and so on. So that is the treasurer. So what did the friend ask him? So the friend told this treasurer, the royal treasurer, the king's treasurer, the king values your work. The treasury is overflowing with riches. What is the secret of your success? As I told you, the treasurer will take care of the king's wealth. So you do the business of even buying and selling things, property, land and so on. And wow, you know, the king's wealth increased. So the king was very happy with him. So what is the secret of your success? And this royal treasurer just answered this way: initiative and enterprise. Now, initiative means the ability to decide on things, to weigh things, the wisdom to decide what to do, and then to start off and take steps on a certain piece of work or project and so on. So that is a very, very good quality to have initiative, active in taking the start to work on a certain thing. So that is initiative. Now, enterprise, one meaning is, of course, having the ability to do a business or resourcefulness. He has these ideas, everything to start off a business, to be resourceful, right? To think of ideas or, ways, steps where you can start and carry on a successful business. That is enterprise. Then, what did the treasurer say? I'll explain what I mean. Do you see the dead mouse? So yes, but I said, do you see the dead mouse? Then he said, yes. The person who accompanied him. So nearby was this young man who heard what was going on between the two. He heard everything. So, what did the treasurer say? Even if he has no money, a young man with initiative could just pick up that mouse and start a business. I say, even the person doesn't have money, but he has this resourcefulness. He has this ability to start off something, right? I mean, to be active, to think of steps and start off a project. And that person could actually make a successful business also, right? So that's what he said. Then this friend said, a dead mouse as capital. Now, capital, of course, the initial sum of money you must have in order to start a business, isn't it? He said, no money, but just with a mouse, can start a business and make money. So he did not believe. He said, but the young man heard all this, The young man stopped and then gazed at the dead mouse on the road. He said, yeah, it sounds like an absurd idea, right? Starting with a mouse, you can take steps to do a business and be successful. It's like ridiculous, cannot be believed. But anyway, he was thinking, but the treasurer must surely know what he is talking about. He's a smart fella, earning so much money for the king. So it must mean something. So then he pick up the mouse, right? Pick up the mouse, you can see, right? Then that is what happens next. Now, the interesting thing, he was wondering, but what can I do with it? What can I do with the mouse? Who would want to buy a dead mouse? And just then, there was a person passing by and he was holding a cat, his pet cat, right? So, of course, when the pet cat saw the dead mouse in the hand of this young man, he quickly jumped up from the owner's hands and then went towards the mouse. And this person, hey, pussy, come back, come back. Of course, just now I said, a cat likes to catch and eat the mouse. So he was attracted to the mouse. So let's see what happens next. Now I know what has attracted him, because my pet cat wants to have that mouse. So then this stranger, you know what he said? He told the young man, my friend, will you sell your mouse to me? I'll pay 1 paisa for it. Now, paisa during that time, a very, very small unit of money. It's less than 1 cent, but those days a long time ago, even 1 cent means something. So I'll pay 1 paisa, very, very small amount of money only. Now, of course, we have very small amount, 1 cent. This is even smaller in value than 1 cent now. But those days was different. So That's how the cat got the mouse, and this man earned the money. So of course he said, the mouse is yours now. Then he was very happy lah. He said, that's the first coin I've earned. The first sum of money I've earned. It was just like a 1 cent only, right? Less than 1 cent. He said, wow, very happy. But then now he was thinking, now, but what can I do with this small coin? The treasurer had said, one must have enterprise. Enterprise means must have the initiative, the resourcefulness to think of a business, to think of ways where you can multiply the money, making business, doing business. So then he said, okay, I've got an idea already. Oh, I've got it. I must find out if there is a demand for something and then arrange to supply it. That's how businesses work, to see what goods people want and then to try to go and scout around, look for those goods, and then supply these. Of course, you earn, you sell those things that you buy to sell, but now you sell and make profit. So then, you know what he said? He came across, this is an interesting thing. It's called a gur. A gur is just like a lump of brown sugar solid, a solid. You can say, it can act like a sweet, a sweet. So people like to eat this sweet, isn't it? Sweet things. So it's a piece of brown sugar in the form of solid lump. Right. So he said, please give me 1 paisa's worth of gur. Of course, that time, paisa could buy certain things also, very cheap those days, not like now, inflation. So he said, please give me 1 paisa's, that's the coin, worth of gur. So that's what he did. Let's see next. So the next morning, the young man filled a pot with drinking water and went to the outskirts, right? That means just nearby the city, but just outlying areas, the outskirts, outside, maybe near the countryside already. So, he had enterprise initiative, because he took the advice of the treasurer. So he had this resourcefulness to think of ideas, to do a business, enterprise. An enterprising person, you can say, full of resourcefulness. So he waited under the tree. I'll wait here for the flower gatherers to return from work. So there were these people whose work was to gather flowers, right? From maybe the countryside area or the forest, and then to sell at the market, to sell at the temples and so on. So he was waiting for them. And in the forest, as I say just now, the flower gatherers, they were the workers. So they were busy collecting flowers. You could see here, all right? They were busy collecting flowers. Now let's see what's next. It was late in the afternoon when they finished their work and began returning to the city. So finished their work already. So, it was heavy, hard work. So some of them were just commenting or complaining. It's so hard and I'm so thirsty. There won't be any water to drink till we reach the city. So they had to walk, to bring the flowers to the cities, to sell in the market, for example. So this man, waiting under the tree, so he had this idea already. Here they come, the flower gatherers. So when he met up with them, so he told the first man, brother, you must be tired. Have some water and a little girl. Very, very kindly and gently spoke. Very, very good person, honest, a good character. So he was very kind. So this man was so touched. He said, thank you, son. May you live long. So he drank water. And of course, the others also managed to take a sip or some water lah. And then also he gave some sweets to some of the others. All I can give you, the man said, is this bunch of flowers only lah, because they also are poor people. So I give you a bunch of flowers. So he said, thank you, uncle. Wow, how refreshed we feel drinking that water. May these flowers also make you happy, son. He was very grateful. Thank you. So this young man said. And then each of the workers drank some water also from the pot, the huge pot, and then also received the sweet, you can say the girl, and have him, and gave him a bunch of flowers as gratitude in return. So he collected quite a lot of flowers already. Right? So then one of the men said, bring us water tomorrow as well, my friend. And he said, I will. So the young man took the flowers to the temple in the city. Now, what happens next? And at the temple, he sold the flowers to the people, the devotees, the worshippers. You know, Hindus, they are quite religious. They will go to the temple to offer flowers and pray. So he started selling them. He said, here is the money, a bunch for me too. In a minute, sir. Wow, he got a lot of flowers to sell, isn't it? Now he managed to earn more money already. He earned, now I have 8 copper pieces. More money, copper. Those days they use, now also we have copper coins, 1 cent, 1 cent coins. So the 8 pieces go much more than the starting paisa, 1 small coin, isn't it? So with the money he earned, the young man bought a big water pot already. Now he could afford to buy a big water pot, and also he could buy a larger quantity of the sweets, the girl. And the next day he went back to the forest or near the forest. So today you may have a little more girl, more sweet. So these flower gatherers were very happy. May God bless you, son. That is the next one now. Later, he went even further away to the fields where grass cutters were working. So he walked further and he found there were other workers who were cutting grass. Those were the workers whose work was to cut the grass. Right. Then, he asked, is anybody thirsty? Oh, of course, under the hot sun, it is in India, right? You won't find anyone here who is not thirsty. Give me some water, son. So it was very kind, right? This young man trying to give them the water. So, brother, you are kind to us. What can we do for you in return? He said, nothing at present. He said, no need lah, I just give you the water and the sweets also. But then this grass cutter, and then all of them also, they were very grateful for the help or the offering of the water and perhaps also the sweets. But don't hesitate to ask us when you need our help. Do not be shy, don't hesitate, don't wait. When you need our help, you just come. They're very, very grateful to this young man. So a month passed by. One evening, the young man was returning home when a storm broke out. Heavy rain, reboots lah. Thunder, lightning. You know what a storm is lah. Sometimes you have thunderstorms here, even in Malaysia in the evening and so on, or during maybe monsoon period. So he, of course, had to run back to his small house, the hut lah, the house. So everywhere the wind, in the storm, a very strong wind blew down the leaves and the dry branches. So he saw a lot of these leaves, the dried leaves and the branches. No, he was a very enterprising person, full of resource, right? Thinking well, initiative. So he said, if there is money in a dead mouse, from a dead mouse I could get money, and there should be money also in these leaves and branches too. Something could come out of the dead leaves or the dried leaves and the branches. That's what he was thinking. So the next morning he went to the palace garden and spoke to the gardener there. Right? He spoke to the gardener. He was thinking of something. You look worried, uncle. Can I help you? How can you? The gardener said. The garden is littered with branches, all over because of the storm, right? The branches and dead leaves all over. So I have to clear all this to clean the place, that is the palace garden, the king would not be happy to see all these dirty things lying around. And the king is expected any moment now. I don't know how to clear the mess before he comes, all the dead leaves and branches. Then this young man said, I'll help you if I can keep the fallen branches. You see, all those fallen branches and the fallen leaves, after clearing them, can I keep all those things? Of course, this was very happy to clear the rubbish to him. Take them, son. Only take them away sooner because the king will be coming. Say, I'll go and get some help and I'll be back in a minute. That's what he said. So let us see next. So the young man went to look for certain things. So not far away, what did he find? The young man did not have to go far to find a group of children, or you can say young boys. So now he approached the young boys. You know what he said? Would you like to have some girl? Girl means will be like sweets. Actually, it's brown sugar made into lumps like sweets. Girl, of course, young children and boys like to eat sweets, isn't it? Just as now also we have young students like to eat sweets. Girl, oh, certainly. Then he started to distribute the girl that he already bought. I'll give you some. So, give me some. And me too. So everyone was very happy to get the girl. Everyone will get his share. He was telling the young boys. Would you like to have some more? Yes. And all the young boys say, yes, yes. Of course, they would like to have more sweets. But you must earn it, right? You must work for it. You cannot just every time get free. Then these young boys are very happy. Yes, we are ready to work and earn the sweets. Tell us what we should do. Then this young man said, come with me. Come with me. So he led the young boys to the palace garden. So at the palace garden, what did he tell the young boys? You must collect all the fallen branches and heap them outside the garden. You cannot just put in the palace garden, isn't it? So he said, your job now is to collect all those branches and all those fallen leaves and maybe some grass also. Collect all these things and then stack them up or put into a heap, a pile outside the garden, not inside the palace. So the boys quickly gathered the fallen branches and all those leaves, and then they clear the place. Very smart, They form a human chain, you can see. So after collecting, so one will pass to the other, and then out into the outside of the palace garden, and then they heap it make a heap lah, pile up very neatly lah. Wow, so the palace garden was clear of all these rubbish, the fallen branches and the leaves. So you see, all stack up very nicely outside the outside the palace garden. You have finished. Here is your reward. Delicious girl. So of course he kept his word. So for their good work, so he gave these boys all more sweets. Very delicious sweets, or girl, you can say. So there was this stack or heap of the fallen branches and then the leaves and so on. Just as the young man was wondering what he should do next, you know what came along? You see what came along. So let's see. It was a potter riding on his bullock cart. You know what a potter is? Those days, in fact, now also, if you visit some of the places, I remember we visited one in not far from Kampung, Cenderam Balai, I think it was that. So there was a pottery center where, you know, they would make pots, you know, right? A very, very great hand work, you know. And pots, you know, are made from clay, so they know the methods lah. And one of the things was to build a fire later on to heat the materials. So a potter came and stopped his cart, you know, his bullock cart. Then he saw the dead branches and some of the dead leaves there. Then he was very happy. Is that for sale? He said, yes. He said, here are 16 pieces. Can I have all those dead tree branches? So can you please help me load my cart? That means to put all the branches into his bullock cart lah. He wanted to buy those things. And then he was very happy, you know. Then, you know, he was thinking, now I have all the wood I need lah. So these branches could be used as fuel, wood to keep a fire going, isn't it? To start a fire lah, you need. And now we can use charcoal. Now, of course, we have so many methods. We use gas. We have electric stoves. Those days they depended on wood. So branches would serve the purpose. Now I have all the wood I need to fire the pots. He wanted to make the pots. He had to heat the pots and then put the raw material inside. To fire them, specially ordered by the king. That means he could make the pots the king ordered lah. You know, they could be very nice pots, you know, used as vases for flowers to contain water and many, many uses for pots lah. So then the young man went with the potter lah. So he, you know, went with him in his bullock cart. Inside, in the cart already loaded all the branches, and he earned 16 copper pieces already. It was very enterprising initiative. So when he went to the market, so he met somebody. Say, have you heard the horse dealer will be coming tomorrow? Of course, he got money from the sale of the branches. Then at the marketplace, he heard this. Somebody told him, have you heard the horse dealer? That means people who maybe trade in horses or sell horses, right? He said, the horse dealer will be coming tomorrow. No. Yes, I hear he will be bringing 500 horses to sell. Actually, it was not him who heard. He heard the conversation between two people. He was there, you see. You could see. So he heard this. He heard this man telling another man. Right? So he heard it. Yeah, this horse dealer will be coming and bringing 500 horses, you know. Wow, he said, that's useful information. Thanks for letting me know. He was thinking, very enterprising person. He could think of the business or earning the money in honest way, business. So you know what he did? He very, very quickly or hurriedly, he went to the grass cutters, remember? The time I told you, he offered water to the grass cutters and said that anytime you need help, you come to us. So then he went to the friends and said, friends, I seek a favor of you. Could you do me this favor, or could you help me? At last, yes. We are very grateful to you. Tell us what we should do. What we should do. So, I want a bundle of grass from each of you. Could each of you give me a bundle of grass? We are 500 in all. So as many bundles of grass will be delivered to you tonight. You just tell us the place. We will deliver the grasses to you. And I want you to promise that till tomorrow afternoon, you will not sell anyone any grass at all. You just until tomorrow afternoon only. Later on, you can sell, right? You just make this promise. This is the favor I ask. You are our friend, and we will do what you ask without question. So they gave him all the bundles of grass, as well as promising not to sell until the next day's afternoon. So late that evening, right? So the grass cutters delivered the bundles of grass. The bundles of grass. You see, we have kept our word. And then this young man was very, very happy and grateful also. I shall be forever indebted to you. So you can see the Dhamma lesson, kind acts, doing good deeds, you will have the good results, the good fruits. Things will work out well. And this young man was an honest man, kind, gentle, very helpful. He was trying to earn a living as a businessman in honest ways. That is a very good Dhamma lesson. So the next morning, the horse dealer came already. And he had 500 horses, at the outskirts. Not right at the center of the city, but just the outskirts, at the outside of Varanasi, the city I told you. He says, strange. No one has come yet to sell me grass for my horses. The grass cutters, they will wait until the afternoon, he has promised. So, what happened next? So, this horse dealer went to the market. No grass in Varanasi. They were very, very surprised because the horses need to feed on grass, isn't it? Where have the grass cutters gone? Better go further nearer the fields. Then as the horse dealer let the horses go near the field, then he saw the grass all stacked up near the house of the young man. Lots of grass. The grass at last. So, young man, will you sell me all this grass to me? I'll pay you well for it. The horse dealer wanted to buy all the grass for the horses. So, his business was blooming because of the initiative, the resourcefulness, the good ideas to start a business enterprise. The grass is yours, sir. Good. Then help me. Help my man. He had a helper. Load the cart. So this young man, very helpful. So he helped the worker to load all the grass into the bullock cart. Here you are, sir. 500 bundles of grass for you as you wanted. And here's your payment, 1,000 copper pieces. Wow, he managed to earn 1,000 copper pieces. That was a lot of money, those days, a lot. 1,000 copper pieces. I can put this to good use. He was very, very happy. He was honest earning money. So a day later, so he went around and he said, why is it so quiet here today? Is anything the matter? Everything seemed to be very quiet. And then one of the men there told him, everyone is away making preparations to receive the boats that will be arriving tomorrow. Now, actually, running through at the side of Varanasi, the town, is the river Ganges, the big river in India. So there will be boats coming, So everyone now is making preparation now to receive the boats that will be arriving tomorrow. So they were busy maybe to welcome, or maybe they were merchants selling things, or to go there for certain reasons. So that was what happened. Then boats arriving tomorrow. No, he was a very enterprising man. Could always think of ideas for a business. Resourceful. So that's now you see the meanings of enterprise, and then also initiative. Active in thinking to judging the situation, and then to take steps, active steps to pursue the course of action. So then an idea struck him like lightning. I could think very well. No, you might not have education, but you could think very well. Just as now you have some present businessmen, right? They, might not have gone to colleges or university, where maybe at the primary education, but they could become millionaires, because they could think clearly well how to go about a business. My grandfather was like that. He came from China, hardly any education, but because of the good thinking and the good business sense, he became also like virtually a millionaire later on. So he bought new clothes. He got a lot of money, 1,000 copper pieces. So he bought new clothes, and then even he could hire a carriage, a carriage, very, very beautiful. It's not just like bullock cart already, no. Those days, no cars, no lorries, no vans, nothing. So it was a carriage, beautifully decorated. I could see here the carriage, dragged by the horses. Send the carriage to me early tomorrow morning. Here is some money as an advance. He was hiring. It's very expensive, so we could hire this. So what was his plan? Let's see what was his plan. So very early the next morning, the young man rode in style. He was not walking already, because he had a plan already, for his business, for his enterprise. So very, very stylish already. So he rode in style to the river harbor. At the river there will be, the jetty area, you could say, like, a platform where the boats could land nearby. And then maybe do the trading. This in Varanasi also, now you can see that boats sailing along, selling their goods. As you go, when we were there, even present day, you have this interesting thing. You could sail along, cruise along the river Ganges there in quite a big boat, right? Quite a big boat. And then there will be the small sampan, the small boats coming along, selling all sorts of things, fruits, vegetables, and then also the ornaments, decorative materials, toys, souvenirs, all sorts of things. Very interesting. So this young man rode to the river harbor with two friends. Now, what did he do? So now, two of them, or his two friends and him, waited to receive the visiting merchant. So there will be the merchants coming already. The big boats coming. He was naturally the first to greet the merchant. So one merchant came here, right? So came to the harbor, something like the jetty, so he could park his ship or his boat, right? And he was very polite. Welcome to Varanasi. So this merchant said, I am happy to meet you, sir. Call him sir because he was so well dressed already, created a good impression, that he was just no ordinary worker, but also like a merchant, like a businessman already. Then he told him, I want to buy all the merchandise you have brought, because he was the leader, right? So he said, I want to buy all those goods that you have brought in your boat, right? We wouldn't call them sheep. Then this merchant was very happy, right? He was very impressed, because he came with a carriage and he was so well dressed, isn't it? So he could trust him. If he had come in the shabby clothes, this fella cannot be trusted. I don't think he will be able to pay me, So he was very smart, he could think well. Right? It is a pleasure to do business with you. So this merchant struck a deal with this young man. The merchant quoted a price to which the young man readily agreed. So the merchant told this young man, all right, you want all the merchandise or the goods, right, that we have brought. So now that is the price. So he quoted the price. Then the young man said, okay, but I need to arrange the payment. Of course, he want to give the impression that he was a businessman. So he had to arrange for the money. But anyway, I'll give you a warranty or guarantee. I won't run away with the thing. So I'll let you hold on to my signet ring. So there was this ring that he had, probably either had purchased the thing or he had the thing with him for quite some time already, maybe. What is a signet ring? Now this signet ring, it means a ring that has with letters or design carved on. That's the meaning of signet ring. A ring with carvings, either letters or design. So you use this as a security to ensure that that I will pay and I wouldn't run away, because then I'll get nothing. So then the young man set up a canvas shelter. Now that's the canvas shelter, and waited, right? So he said, when the city merchants come, bring them in with due courtesy. So in the city also you have businessmen and merchants. They are doing trading, maybe to buy the things from the merchants that come in their boats. So told the two, now he could hire two workers. He got money already. So he said, bring them politely to this area. So at daybreak means at dawn, the next morning when the sun came up. Now, so at daybreak, 100 merchants came to the harbor. So the city merchants came already. Why did this businessman from the city come? The city merchants, of course, wanted to buy things and then later on sell to the people in Varanasi. Yeah, that's doing business. That's a business, because the boats will bring all sorts of goods. So my friend, we have come to do business with you. So one of the spokesmen, the person who represented the rest, say we all have come to do business with you to buy your things. Different people may be buying different things, and then they would sell the things at the city, right? Market, for example, and other places. Some would go from place to place. So that is the trading, the business that went on. Now you still have business going on like this, but in a different way, you see. People use vans, lorries, people use checks, right? Transfer from bank. So it was just business. Those days, it was a different old-fashioned method. So what happened now? The man said, I'm sorry, sir. I've already sold everything already. I remember the young man had come earlier and then gave the ring as a surety that he would buy all the things. And the things were delivered already probably. Sold everything. When? To whom? They came very early, but yet they were beaten by the young man who had clear thinking. He came earlier. I mean, it was his right to buy the things. Right? So, to that young merchant over there, who already, set up a camp set up a tent, where he could place all the goods that he had bought earlier from the merchants, isn't it? The merchant delivered. Then these city merchants, they have their kaki lah, all their businessmen kaki. He's not one of us. He's not one of us. We can't let any new persons into our trade or we'll be ruined, because they have a group, of people doing all the business. So now they see, wow, there's a new businessman. Say we cannot let this new person come into our trade. We cannot buy anything, then all will be ruined, man. We'll go bankrupt, man. Oh, yo, like that. So what did they do? So they are business people, isn't it? So let's buy him out. We'll make him an offer he cannot resist. So they don't want him to do the business that they have been doing. So if they buy him out means we will buy all these things from him because we need to sell those things, right? So we will give him an offer that he cannot resist one. He cannot refuse. All right, let's go to him at once, one of the merchants said. So the workers were there, he was there at the tent. Welcome, gentlemen, welcome. It was very polite and gentle and kind. So that's why people treated him well. And here you learn a very good Dhamma lesson. Right speech, right? Honest way of going about your life. No cheating, no lying. All honest, this is an honest business, right? So he practiced right speech, no harsh words. He used kind words, gentle words. So these people, of course, they accepted his invitation. So then they went inside the So they went inside the camp. One spokesman said, "Sir, we would like to buy a share each of the total merchandise." In other words, you have so many of the merchants, hundreds of them, isn't it? So each of us will buy a share of the total things. Right? Then he said, "Gentlemen, have you a proposal to make to me?" In other words, he's asking me how much money that you would offer to purchase the things. This business. We'll pay 1,000 gold pieces each. Oh, each of the merchants say, each of us will pay you 1,000 gold pieces, not copper already, no. Because among the things, maybe with some valuable things. Wow, that will make it 100,000 pieces. Since there are 100 merchants here, each one paying 1,000 gold pieces. So 100,000. All right. And then he said, moreover, we like to buy your share in it too. He said, because he also got one share, he's a merchant. So you want to buy your share? So, no. He was selling like that. But the merchant said, we'll pay handsomely, 1,000 pieces each. Each of them will pay. In other words, they don't want him to get into this business and then they don't spoil their lifeline or their livelihood. So now we'll buy your share. In other words, they don't want him to keep any of the goods because they want to do business with the goods. So now we also buy your share. Wow, I say now that will make it another 100,000 pieces. No, so much money already. Then he say, okay lah, right? I agree to the deal lah. So he made the deal a very good deal. But these merchants, of course, when they do business, they will sell the things and earn back what they paid from the customers, from the people, isn't it? So that's business. So having agreed to the deal, so the young man returned home. So, he got a lot of money. He said, I will still have a big amount left after paying the merchant. Right? Of course, he had to pay the merchant to get back his ring, the surety. He was honest. He would pay back the merchant whatever he owed the merchant when they already struck the deal, how much to sell. And he still got so much money left, And I owe it all to the treasurer's wisdom. So he was very grateful. He thought of the treasurer's words. just a dead mouse, right? Could lead you to a fantastic business and you could earn a lot of money, right? So that was good initiative, good enterprise, great thinking, clear thinking, a good mind. Not necessary to study until a high level, but you can't think clearly, isn't it? So he had this very clear thinking. So what did he do then? Of course, he settled his debt with the merchant, and then got back his ring. So he went to see the merchant first, paid the merchant the money he owed for getting all the goods. All the goods he already sold to the 100 merchants of the city already. So he got back the ring, and then he was another very good Dhamma point, gratitude. It's very, very lacking today. The Buddha said, two types of people very difficult to find in the world. First type, people who are kind and willing to help, willing to do all the good things without having to be asked. Difficult to find such people, and you find how true it is. People usually think of themselves only, isn't it? Very difficult to find these good people who can do good things. Second category is this, to find a grateful person. It's very true. You find you help many, many people, but very few will show gratitude. Some may even stab you at the back. No gratitude. Today is like that. Of course, this is not good practice. So there will be a vitaka, that means no gratitude. You find one day you get some of the unpleasant things also because you are not grateful. So to show his gratitude, what did he do? So he bought gifts, and presents, and he went to call on the treasurer, the royal treasurer. And then he took half of his profits to him. Actually, it was money. So he was not greedy, So he got a lot of money, the profits. So he took half of the profits, to give to the treasurer. Wow, difficult to find this type of person so grateful to just the treasurer's wise words. But today, you find it's so very difficult, sad to say. They are not even grateful to the parents, let alone other people will help. So, so he says, sir, permit me to present you with these coins. Money, as my humble, they call it the Guru Dashina. That means the gifts to the Guru, he consider him like a teacher who helped him already for the teachings. So this is considered the dana or the gift to show gratitude and appreciation. So this fellow was surprised. Me, your Guru Dashina, that means the Guru that teaches, you can say, teaches very, very good knowledge and useful things. He say, yeah, but I haven't even seen you before. I haven't taught you anything. But then this honest young man said, yes, you have. I came by all my wealth, in 4 short months only, simply by following your teaching. Then he told what happened. He told the treasurer the whole story, starting with the dead mouse at the city. Remember the start of the story? So he overheard it. Wow, this treasurer was very impressed by this young man, So honest, full of initiative, with the enterprise. He really followed the advice of me, He was thinking, he has initiative, right? To, look at the situation, and then to think clearly, right? To weigh the situations. And then after that, to take the step. He was active, not lazy, not passive, not the tidapa, always sleeping one. No, not that. A lot of initiative. No need to be told also he could do things. Wow, this young man is extraordinarily clever. He says, just the person I choose for my lovely daughter. So in India, it was like that, They would try to find a husband for the daughters. And he was very impressed by this young man. Actually, you consider or you reflect on this story, so much good Dhamma there, right? People who have these good qualities, kindness, clear thinking, honesty, practicing right speech, and many other things that this young man showed. Of course, he was earning an honest living. He did not cheat. But nowadays, you have so many dishonest businessmen who cheat, who sell you fake things, right? And then jack up the prices. All these it's not good. And they will pay a price one day. But this fellow was a very good, honest person. And you will see even the other merchants also were quite honest also actually. Jesus wanted to earn their living. That's why they bought him out, pay him so much money to buy his goods, and then they will sell. So that is honest business. So then let us see the end now. So he gave the daughter. So he told the young man, I will ask you to marry my lovely daughter. Of course, this young man, lovely young lady. They from the royal treasurer's family. Very high class lady, So he married the young man to. So this treasurer married the young man to his daughter. Gave the daughter away to him, and then gave him all his family estates, all his properties. Will belong to him when he passes away. All will go to him, So he gave a very good Dhamma point. The goddess of success smiles on those who show initiative. May you always be so fortunate, my son. Of course, you see, he emphasized on the word initiative to take steps. But if you extend this further, you say that you have many good qualities of honesty, initiative, resourcefulness, clear thinking, honesty, kind words, all these qualities. You could see actually, the royal treasurer could see, that's why he married the daughter to this married the young man to his daughter. So let's find a beautiful story, and that is the end of the story. So you can see a very, very long but very meaningful and beautiful Jataka tale. So now we come to the end. No, I did not put, because it's a long tale, so I did not put all the various lessons. I have to summarize up and explain a bit, because it's coming to 1 hour. So the important thing is this line that I have coined. When the true Dhamma is practiced diligently and well, your good and clear thoughts, speech, and action will certainly tell. This actually is written in the form like a poetic words, like a poem, or a poem, right? True Dhamma, not those fake Dhamma, the nonsense things, superstitious things that nowadays some preachers teach, right? Chanting chant more and more, then you'll be rich. All these things not true. You must go to the true Dhamma. Of course, every time I post, I will make sure that it's the true Dhamma based on the Buddha's words. Now, then you practice the Dhamma teachings very, very diligently. Diligent means you put in a lot of work and effort, and you practice very well, right? Right speech, right action, right livelihood, right thought, right understanding, all these, then you find your thinking becomes good. You have good and clear thoughts. And when you have good and clear thoughts with the proper understanding and view, what you speak is also very, very good. Kind, gentle, no lying, no harsh speech. And then what you do also is very good. Right? What you do, you always right, take the right course of action. You don't steal, you don't kill, isn't it? And you don't commit sexual misconduct or things like that. This man, even though he was very rich, he was living a very, very honest, good, and wise life. So you find it's fantastic, isn't it? That's the Jataka story. Very, very good story. So we'll come to the end of 1 hour or so already. So before we say sadhu 3 times, right, I would like to thank all the students, Sunday school, Dhamma classes especially. But I think if you are in standard 4, 5, 6 and you listen carefully, you can understand. You are smart people, right? And then also the parents and grandparents who can tell the stories also to children or friends, parents, grandparents. And then of course, all the teachers of Buddhist Sunday School and the Dhamma classes. In fact, everybody, I'm not forgetting the youth members to listen to this story. This story actually, I like this story very much. It can be followed by all groups, all ages. So I would say sadhu to all these people I mentioned. So let us conclude by saying sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you all be well, happy, peaceful, and healthy. Take care.